Hi you, King here, and today we're doing our very first Kamen Rider Deep Analysis. With our first one being the newest one of 2025, Kamen Rider Zeztz. So if you could take a quick moment to press that like button, as well as comment down riders of your choice that you think are multi-layered and I should do a video on next, as well as on YouTube, click that notification bell and hit subscribe. I would very much appreciate that as a fellow Kamen Rider fan. Now let's henshin and officially get started with this Kamen Rider Zeztz deep analysis. Zeztz, like most writers, is based around a couple of themes, but his core theme is dreams. And his very name gives you that clue right off the bat because his Kamen Rider name is spelled Z-E-Z-T-Z, Zeztz, 3 Z's, which, fun fact, is an onomatopoeia for when someone's sleeping and snoring. Even the writer's human name, Baku, is a reference to like a dream eater in Japanese, I think. But regardless of that, Baku is a dreamer. More than so, he's a vivid dreamer, meaning whenever he sleeps and dreams, he can control everything in his dream. And he chooses to dream about being a secret agent that is able to do anything and always completes the mission. A secret agent that's unstoppable and can do anything? Where have I heard that from? Oh, that's right, the James Bond movies. Because if you didn't know, Kamen Rider Zeztz is also heavily inspired not just by Kamen Rider Ichigo for, the design, but also by the secret agent James Bond. Not just Kamen Rider Ichigo, the very first Kamen Rider, based on the design alone, but also by the fictional secret agent James Bond, aka 007. And what is Baku's agent name when he's not Baku or Kamen Rider Zeztz? It's code number 7. There's even a reference to that with his name being Zeztz, aka 3 Z's, because in numerical translation to alphabetical letters, 3 Z's is equal to 3 sevens. And 1 7 alone alludes to James Bond 007, but 3 sevens alludes to another thing, and that is being lucky. Why does luck play any importance? Well, because not just like in gambling, casinos, or the lottery, luck pays major importance in the series because, like I said, Kamen Rider Zeztz is the writer of dreams. Baku is the invincible agent code number 7 only when he's dreaming, but in real life, he's just an average nobody. Nobody because he's usually sleeping all the time and he kind of loafs around. His sister does all the work, and whenever he tries to do something, he's usually followed by a lot of bad luck. Because Baku is a good person who wants to help people, but whenever he does, things just doesn't go his way in the real world. But in the dream world, he's a secret agent that can do anything and can transform into a Kamen Rider to fight monsters. In layman's term, in the real world, he's super unlucky. In the dream world, he's the luckiest person around. So when he does his finisher and creates those energy 7s that go into a row and form a row of Z's, that's alluding to Kamen Rider Zeztz being the luckiest. And lastly, speaking of dreams, I also feel that Kamen Rider Zeztz as a series might also be inspired by the Nightmare on Elm Street movie franchise, because the monsters he's fighting against are called nightmares, and they just don't give people bad dreams. They can also affect people in real life, just like Freddy Krueger does in those movies. And it's not just that, there's also a fear let known in episode 2 that if the nightmares get their way, they can fully take control over somebody's body by having the host, dreamer be put to sleep forever. Even Baku himself was able to pull the Zeztz driver into the real world, just like Freddy Krueger does to his victims, like slashing them in the dreams and they get slashed into the real world. One of the dreamers pulled Freddy's claw off of him, and when they woke, it was in the real world too. Plus, there's an overall creepy aesthetic that's really adding to the flavor of Kamen Rider Zeztz as a series that I'm thinking was also inspired by those movies. And lastly, I think Kamen Rider Zeztz was also inspired by Kamen Rider Foz, because Foz, as a writer, his name is spelled two ways, F-A-I-Z or 555, because those are fives in a row, and that's Kamen Rider Foz. Plus also the red line glowing in the dark aesthetics. See you later, Rider fans.